Hi, I'm Rob and this is Gems of War. In this video I'm going to take a look in the Soulforge and give you my opinion on what is good and bad in there. What's worth crafting and what's more useless than my odd job man. I gave him 8 jobs to do but he only did 1, 3, 5 and 7. Absolutely useless. Alright, so let's take a look at the weekly event troop first. This is Craghound. The cool thing about these troops is they're always worth getting. You only have to spend some of your glory on them, and if you have enough, they're always worth taking up to mythic level if you can. Then when you power this thing up to its maximum ability, you're going to get another troop at level 20, which is going to aid the power levels in your kingdoms. So be sure to do that, and you get extra glory keys, gold, lava trait stones, and more besides. So really cool. Let's take a look at what it does. Red and brown from the new kingdom Hellcrag, which we'll be going over later on in a different video and trying to get as many of the new troops as I can. I'll open a bunch of chests, see what we can do. But what to do, it deals magic plus 3 damage to 2 random enemies, creates 3 evil gargoyle gems, and the traits are allied constructs gain 2 life, immunity to burning and fairy fire, and reduce damage from scars by 50%. So not a bad set of traits. But the spell, initial impression on this is can be good in some teams but not so good in others. The fact it creates 3 evil gargoyle gems but then doesn't have any way of exploding gems means that if you're going to use this troop against a team that has any way of exploding gems, you can create those 3 evil gargoyle gems, the opponent can then explode gems and actually put all those negative status effects onto you. That's going to work against your team. Where this can be good is if you do have a exploder type troop on your team that can explode gems and the other team doesn't, then you know you're going to guarantee you're going to get the benefit of those gargoyle gems against the opposition. That's where it's good. So kind of good but kind of not good at the same time. But obviously if those negative status effects are really good ones like death mark or entangle or silence, something like that, then it can work to your advantage. So not diabolical, not a diabolical, what's a diabolical? Not diabolical, but not amazing either. I'm going to sit on the fence roughly in the middle and say just about a 6 out of 10 for this, because if you use it in the right way against a team that can't use those gargoyle gems against you, then that can be quite good. Right, onto the actual Soulforge itself. Oh, but first, make sure you always grab the resources from the Spoils of War. You are allowed 10 of these a week. Worth getting. More event keys, more gold, more souls. All good. Right, Soulforge. Let's see what you got this week. Start with the weapons first. Not going to go over all the ones at the bottom that are here all the time. Like these. These are in previous Soulforge videos. And really? Is that it? 2. All these other ones are here all the time. Wow. Okay. So we have 2 weapons to look at. Aegis of Hellcrag. Remove all brown gems. Deal magic plus 5 damage to an enemy, boosted by the gems removed. If the enemy is from Hellcrag or if the battle is in Hellcrag, deal double damage. So one of these similar weapons that we've been getting regularly now, but this is for the, or from the new kingdom, Hellcrag. Yeah, it's okay. Nothing special. Probably worth picking up because it's always worth collecting the weapons from the new kingdoms. You never know when they're going to come in handy. And it only costs, what, 75 diamonds. So, yeah, not bad. Stone Seeker, also from Hellcrag. Deal magic plus 4 damage to an enemy, boosted by all brown allies and construct allies. At a times 5 ratio, so it's just a flat out damage dealer. But nothing special one at the same time. Does have a boost on it, but again, more collectible than anything. Nothing that's going to be an absolute game changer. So yeah, that was pretty straightforward then for the weapons. Let's go on to the troops. Just as well, it's going to be a quick video. Plenty to do today. Got a new journey event video coming out later. Be going over that as well. Right, let's again, only the new troops are here. So Sycorax first up. Really like Sycorax, but can be a bit slow in some games. But if you want to win a game, especially in Guild Wars, for example, at the expense of speed, then Sycorax is a really good troop on green, blue or brown day. Lots of different ways you can go about it. It's basically like all the trolls rolled into one. Double a chosen colour gem on the board and create 3 more gems of that colour. Then give 32 life in my case to all allies of that colour. So obviously works best in a team of all the same colour that you tend to convert. And the good thing about it is, the way it works, because it generates all of that colour, it doubles the chosen colour gem first and then creates 3 more of that. If you do that on something that's got, say, 12 or 13 of a certain colour which uses one of Sycorax's colours, then chances are he charges himself up again and you can just repeat cast this again and again. And if your whole team are using that colour, you can almost give yourself as much life as you feel like. So it's really good for that, but obviously results in a slower game, but really good when you want to win at the expense of speed. And is a decent set of traits as well, like Impervious, immune to all status effects, Devour, Lycanthropy and Mana Burn is decent. All elemental allies gain 1 attack and armor at the start of their turn is not bad either. So Sycorax, really good troop. And elemental as well, so in a Mirage Queen team, for example, he would already start with half mana. Not bad at all. Very good indeed. Zipperlochtli. Kind of like a poor man's Zulgoth in a way. Quite high mana cost, I think, for this, because it can go against you. Deals magic plus 7 damage to an enemy, boosted by purple gems. And if there is a storm, deal a double damage. And if the enemy dies, create 12 skulls. So that damage on its own is nothing special. You need to have a team that generates a storm, because this doesn't do one itself. And then you'll get double damage. So let's say, for example, there was 11 purple gems on the board. The boost ratio is 1:1. That would make my damage 50, which is still not anything fantastic. But if there's a storm, that makes it 100. You then got to cast that on an enemy which is 100 or less without any spell reduction. And then if they die, you will create 12 skulls. And then hope those skulls align in your favour. Sometimes they don't, as people who have used Zulgoth will be well aware. So, okay, but nothing fantastic. The traits are so-so. Inflict death mark when doing skull damage is useful. Immune to poison disease, lycanthropy and death mark, not bad. And deal 12 damage to a random enemy when matching yellow gems is a bit strange, because that's when matching yellow gems, but the troop uses not yellow. So, but it is from Suncrest, which is a typical yellow team. So, yeah, bit of a strange troop all around, but can work in certain situations. The Wild Queen. Oh, damn, what are we going to do with you? Seriously. A year ago, she would have been one of my top mythics. Really, really good. But if anybody's seen any more of my recent Guild Wars videos for the last few months, I actually fired her from the team once completely. I didn't use her on any of the Guild Wars colour days she could have been viable for, because she's just recently, for the last 5-6 months, just started missing far more often with her spell than doing any good. By missing, I mean literally just collecting hardly any mana, matching no skulls, just setting up the opposition. You may as well be on the other team sometimes, and it's like, you can make it, you know, safer with her when you cast her, sort of thing, by making sure the first troop is entangled or something like that, but still not good. And not good when she does that. I mean, I don't mean she's not good. She is very good. If luck is on your side, she can be absolutely devastating, but it does depend upon what side of the bed she woke up on. If she wakes up in a bad mood, she may as well be on the other team and just like smash the crap out of your entire team. And but if she's in a good mood, she will do really well and demolish the opposition. So literally whatever mood she's in. It's a bit hit and miss for the Wild Queen lately, for me anyway. Infernus. When this guy come out, he was the new king of the game. He was super powerful. Everyone was scared of Infernus. He deals a decent amount of splash damage to 2 random enemies and explodes random gems as well, which often charges him up again nearly, and so he's ready to go almost straight away. Burn all enemies on 4 or 5 gem matches. It's a really, really useful third trait as well. Really handy in those teams that do triple skull damage to burning enemies. On the Fireblade talent, good way of getting the enemies burning is just to get a 4 match with Infernus in the team. So yep, still really, really good. Damage dealer, mana generator, all good things to like there. Right, so that's them. Let's take a quick look at the legendaries. Don't recommend crafting legendaries normally because they do pop up in chests way more often than the mythics do. Or save your gems or diamonds in general. But Web Spinner is an exceptional legendary. It really is. The spell is kind of lame. Deals damage to all enemies and poisons them. Then creates 9 green gems. So that can loop. It can self-charge. It can do a decent amount of damage to all enemies as your level progresses in the game. But it's its traits which make it absolutely devastating. You get all 3 traits on this thing and it is going to do triple skull damage to any troop which is not impervious. It's absolutely awesome. Well, impervious and invulnerable. Basically any normal troop that doesn't have the protection from those traits is going to be in a world of trouble with Web Spinner. Really devastating, and it's a girl. Not a lot of people realise that Web Spinner is actually female, but it is. And very good indeed. Crimson Bat, another decent legendary troop. Deals true damage to all enemies and gains life. Deals double skull damage to wounded enemies. And double skull damage versus divine. So, not too bad at all. Spooky Imp, another one of these interesting troops with that awesome 3rd trait. Gain 8 magic on purple gem matches. So you get this in a purple looping team, and that scatter damage will go up and up and up, and you can do really devastating damage. So pretty decent. And a Forest Guardian, really good trait. All beast allies start with 50% mana, that one at the bottom. So if you've got a beast team, this is really good to have on the team to give them a 50% start. Transforms purple gems to skulls and transforms brown to green. And allied beasts gain a barrier. So pretty decent. And not bad at all. So there's the legendaries. Who is going to get my coveted mythic of the week? Infernus used to be the king of the hill, but with the power creep in the game and more recent troops just pushing him down the pecking order a little bit, it's not going to be him. A year ago, it probably would have been the Wild Queen, but she's been in a rotten, skanky mood with me lately, and I cannot give it to her the way she's been upsetting me lately. So, no, sorry, Wild Queen. Way too hit and miss. Almost any troop which can basically work against you and set up the opposition, for me, not anymore, girl. Sorry, you're out of here. So the Diplochly, pretty good, but you need a storm going on, and even then 100 damage is not massive, and even then the skulls can set up the opposition. So Sycorax is going to be my mythic of the week. Really, really good troop. Works in really well in 3 different colours. You can charge up the whole team. Really good, give them a bunch of life. Almost as much life as you feel like you need to give them. So really good on Guild Wars days if you want to give your team a whole load of life and don't mind that at the expense of speed. Yeah, so Sycorax, like all the trolls rolled into one. Very good indeed. Your mama so ugly, he says. Well, take a look in the mirror, pal, but maybe that's the whole point. Anyway, there's the video. I'm going to be back later with my journey video and maybe even another one today because there's a lot going on today. We've got the new Helcrag Kingdom as well. So check back later for that, but thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, bash that like and subscribe button, and I'll catch you again soon. Bye for now.